Like, did a bad man take it? Like, what happened?
Preschool students asked some tough questions after their outdoor play structure is uprooted and stolen by thieves. Also tonight.
Obviously, they're infringing on our treaty rights. We have every right to hunt here.
First Nations take matters into their own hands over a provincial road blockade near Lake St. Martin. Plus, where the winning ticket was purchased for a $46 million lotto jackpot.
CTV News. Live from downtown Winnipeg with Taylor Brock.
Good evening. Thanks for joining us. I'm John Hendricks. Well, proof tonight that thieves will steal anything, even if it's bolted down. Children at a Headingley preschool now have a large empty space where their play structure used to be. As CTV's Jeff Keel shows you now, someone smashed through a fence and then made off with it.
When Angie Izzard arrived Friday morning to open up her Headingley preschool, she was in disbelief.
Why would you even think about stealing from children?
First, she noticed a portion of the fence was busted open and damaged. And then an even bigger surprise. The wooden play structure, which was bolted to the ground, gone. She believes someone rammed through the fence with a vehicle, made a few cuts through the wood stilts, and hauled the entire play structure away in the middle of the night.
Like, how would someone steal a structure? It was not a small structure, it was a large structure.
So the children are without their play structure and they want to know why.
Like, did a bad man take it? Like, what happened? We just kind of explained to them. Someone came into our yard, they weren't respectful or kind or thinking of others. And
53 kids from 18 months to kindergarten age go here, and they weren't the only ones upset by the theft.
It's crazy to think that somebody has the audacity to come to a children's center, a children's school for little kids and steal their toys.
A GoFundMe is in the works to get a replacement play structure in place as soon as possible.
So then the kids can get their toys and actually enjoy the summer as opposed to having to wait for an insurance claim to go through.
RCMP say they are investigating.
RCMP came today and he goes, I've seen things, but this is shocking.
Jeff Keel, CTV News, Winnipeg.
Well, because a temporary fence was put up, the children were at least able to play outside this afternoon. A 20-year-old man is charged with second-degree murder tonight after a shooting in the city's north end. Winnipeg police remained outside a house in the 600 block of Bannerman Avenue on Tuesday. It was there, police say, two men, aged 21 and 23, were shot. Officers provided medical care to the men before rushing them to hospital. The 23-year-old, identified as Andrew Chartrand, did not survive. The Manitoba Integrated Violent Offender Apprehension Unit and the Tactical Support Team arrested a suspect. A 20-year-old man is facing several charges, including second-degree murder, aggravated assault, and possession of a prohibited or restricted firearm with ammunition. Caspian Construction has now paid a $28 million settlement to the city of Winnipeg. The money was part of a 2023 legal settlement for a lawsuit regarding fraud and deficiencies over the Winnipeg Police Headquarters project. In March, Caspian's owner said he was finalizing a deal with a financial institution to secure the necessary funds before paying. He said he decided to settle for commercial and family considerations. The city says the funds are subject to trust conditions, which must be satisfied before they will be released to the city. The payment comes on the last day of a public inquiry into the project. During testimony, Caspian's owner admitted he falsified invoices, which he said was wrong, but said he did not receive additional money as a result. In a statement, Mayor Scott Gillingham writes nearly $30 million has been recovered for Winnipeg taxpayers, which he calls a major win for the city. Several First Nations gathered on an access road east of Lake St. Martin to protest a rock barrier. The community say the rocks were put there by the province without consultation, and they're preventing them from accessing their treaty territory. But, as CTV's Harrison Shin shows you, today they removed the barricade themselves.
The Interlake Reserve's tribal council members did not mince their words. On Friday, First Nation communities near Lake St. Martin bulldozed a provincial road blockade.
Obviously, they're infringing on our treaty rights. We have every right to hunt here. We've hunted here for many, many years. There are people here that are with us that have actually come hunting here. The 19.5-kilometer long Lake St. Martin access road is on the east side of the lake. According to the province's 2019 Environmental Assessment Report, the road offers all-season access to a flood mitigation diversion. I'm not sure when they blocked it. We had just found out about a week ago. And so we were actually surprised that they had blocked it. And with that surprise, First Nations leadership is asking why they weren't consulted, as the area is within their traditional territory.
We want to continue, trying to get to a good faith dialogue, and most importantly, we don't want to be restricted on our lands and access to these lands for the livelihoods that we practice culturally.
Chief Latandra says the community will travel past the blockade to take a look at the diversion and pick some medicines. For Derek Gould, he still feels his voice isn't heard.
Our grassroots people are the last ones, or maybe not even thought of to be called upon in a meeting or consulted with.
Harrison Shin, CTV News, near Lake St. Martin, Manitoba.
In a statement, Manitoba's Infrastructure Minister Lisa Naylor says in part a gate was installed to restrict access as part of the environmental licensing process. She adds that based on First Nations feedback, the province is reconsidering the gate installation. An update now to a story we brought you earlier this month. A Winnipeg man who's dreamed of becoming a police officer may get to fulfill that dream after all, and he won't need to break from his beliefs to do so.
Yes, I was very excited when I got this news, and I was very thankful to the media and especially CTV News, which they helped me to cover this story. Now I will be allowed to write an examination while wearing the kirpan, and I hope they will make this policy soon.
Jaspal Singh Gill told CTV News he was denied the opportunity to write the WPS recruitment exam because he refused to remove his kirpan. The small sheath dagger is one of the 5 articles of faith that a Sikh must wear at all times. Singh Gill felt being asked to remove the kirpan violated his charter rights. Now, at the time, Winnipeg Police says that he was offered storage options but declined the accommodation. Now, police confirm the service is developing a new policy to allow the wearing of a kirpan during the application process. Well, someone in Manitoba is $46 million richer. Tuesday, Lotto Spot announced the winning ticket for Saturday's Lotto 649 Gold Ball draw was purchased in the province. According to Lotto Spot, it was bought outside of Winnipeg. Well, CTV News has since confirmed the winning ticket was sold at First Stop Grocers in Whitemouth. An employee there says the winner is a resident of the town. No official confirmation about who the winner is has yet been revealed. They have 1 full year to claim their prize. Time now for our first check on the weather. A windy night, but a warm one. 12 degrees and cloudy. The barometer is rising, humidity at 69%. Now, overnight is going to get cooler, down to 9 degrees, and there is the chance of a few showers. And your wake-up weather, if it ever comes, is 10 degrees, and again, some showers. Back on board, why Winnipeg Police will return to Winnipeg Transit and when you can expect to see them. A street in the city's Crestview neighborhood was blocked off by police earlier today following a serious 2-vehicle collision. The crash happened on Cavalier Drive near Hamilton Avenue around 12:30 this afternoon. As you can see, it appears a red car crashed into the back of a water truck. Police and other emergency personnel were on scene. We've reached out to police for more details, but we've not yet heard back. Winnipeg police are hopping back on transit buses to address violent and disruptive behavior. The Transit Safety Project originally ran from last September through to the end of the year. Now, because of its success, police are returning to transit buses, stops, and hubs this weekend. 325 violent crimes were reported at transit locations in 2024. Police say those incidents dropped by 18% as a result of last year's project. The operation will include both uniformed and plainclothed officers, including members of the new Rapid Response Unit. The federal government is investing more than $47 million to build 133 new housing units across Manitoba.
We recognize that building in northern and remote communities comes with significantly higher cost and logistical challenges, which is why sustained partnership is so important. If we want to grow, we need to support the infrastructure that makes sense in the regions that we're growing in.
Northern and Arctic Affairs Minister Rebecca Chartrand says this includes affordable housing for families, seniors, and vulnerable populations. Ottawa also announced $12 million for York Factory First Nation to replace its existing solid waste site with a modern facility.
This project is not simply about moving garbage from one place to another. It is about connecting long-standing environmental and public health risks near our community. It's about protecting our drinking water. It's about protecting the land around us.
Minister Chartrand says the project will support around 250 future housing units in the community. She also announced $8.3 million in funding for solid waste infrastructure for Tatasqueak Cree Nation. Another name has entered Winnipeg's mayoral race. Joshua Pagdato is the 7th candidate to register ahead of this fall's municipal election. The lifelong city resident says his campaign is focused on addressing housing, affordability, and addiction issues. He currently runs a community group called Protect the Kids Canada, centered around youth advocacy. The deadline to register as a mayoral candidate is September 22nd, Election Day, Wednesday, October 28th. Breast cancer screening is about to become more accessible for southern Manitobans. The province is expanding breast cancer services at the new Portage Regional Health Centre. It's the first time screening and diagnostic mammography is being made available in Portage-la Prairie. Cancer Care Manitoba will operate the screening devices. The Portage District General Hospital is earmarking $725,000 for the project, which will go towards completing a mammography suite, new operating equipment, and training.
This screening is going to ensure that thousands of Manitoba women who have had to leave their community to get this care, we're talking about 3,000 and 4,000 folks annually, are going to be able to get that care right here in Portage-la Prairie, closer to home.
Meantime, the province lowered the breast cancer screening self-referral age to 45 in January, and it will be further lowered to 40 by the end of this year. The center is scheduled to open in the spring of 2027.
We Winnipeggers built our own happy land.
A fond look back will take you on a trip to Winnipeg's long-lost Happy Land amusement park, how it rose and fell decades ago. And we'll have your complete Skywatch forecast when we return. Welcome back. Our first weather picture tonight takes us out to Lynn Lake. Now, this photo of the sunrise by Jackie is special for two reasons. The first is the incredible blue color in the sky, and second, because of the bald eagle that you can see in the center of the photo. Very nice picture. Our second weather photo this evening is a very moody evening photo of the main harbor in Grindstone. Now, this incredible picture was captured by Abigail. Thank you so much for sending it in. It is awesome. You can send us your pictures to winnipegweather@ctv.ca. Well, after suffering through very cold temperatures for what seemed like weeks, it seems as if we have skipped directly over spring and vaulted into summer. Summer-like temperatures, at least. Today, we hit a high of 22 degrees, which is actually 1 degree above normal for this time of year. Of course, while we enjoyed a warm, sunny day, people living in the southwest are still dealing with the remnants of that low pressure system. It brought rainfall and thunderstorms over the last couple of days. And as you can see, there is still a very large system by the border. And sadly, it is going to start pushing up into our neck of the woods. Now, that is likely going to mean that we are in for some rainfall overnight and into the morning on Saturday. The good news is that as the day progresses, the system will push into northwestern Ontario, and they had better brace themselves because they could be in for up to 10 millimeters of precipitation. For us here in Winnipeg, though, Sunday will be sunny and warm with temperatures rising up to 24 degrees. And looking ahead, it is going to be getting crazy hot, possibly even as high as 37 degrees by Wednesday. Yikes. That is very warm. And speaking of temperatures, let's take a look at the current temperatures across the province. It was 120 years ago this weekend when a massive amusement park opened its gates in Winnipeg. It was called Happy Land, a dreamlike attraction full of rides, entertainment, and food. But the larger-than-life park came and went in a fit of fantastic and sometimes furious glory.
No, Winnipeg was a booming city. I mean, these were the Chicago of the North times of Winnipeg, where everybody figured, oh, we're going to have 1 million people. You know, give us 20 more years and we'll have 1 million people in the city. And, you know, so people thought big.
Happy Land first opened on May 24th, 1906 on a massive 30-acre parcel of land on Portage Avenue, which we now know as Wolseley. It had a roller coaster, Ferris wheel, a miniature railway, even a baseball diamond. But when Winnipeg's population stalled out, so too did the park, closing less than a decade later. Still, it's immortalized forever in Guy Madden's iconic documentary, My Winnipeg. Well, sort of.
I was able to make it a place that didn't just go out of business, but it was destroyed by a bison stampede, and that the city's dispossessed had taken the wreckage from it and moved the Happy Land up out of sight, just where people would prefer the marginalized people to be, out of sight, and they could construct their own grim Happy Land on rooftops.
While the bison stampede didn't happen at Happy Land, an elephant stampede almost did. It's one of the many scary, silly, and downright strange occurrences that actually did happen at the park during its short run. Our CTV Winnipeg digital team dives into all of those details in a feature coming to our website tomorrow. You can log on to learn more at ctvnewswinnipeg.ca.
They want to find out about the UFOs?
The truth is out there. What has been revealed in a new dump of UFO videos. The Pentagon has released dozens of new videos of unidentified flying objects. As Jay O'Brien shows you, they show incidents that the U.S. government still cannot explain.
This morning, the GMA exclusive, more than 50 videos and other documents detailing strange objects in the sky, many of which the military can't explain, released in the second batch of the Pentagon's so-called UFO files. Inside never-before-seen video like this from 2024, the Coast Guard picking up this object as it flew near a plane over the southeastern U.S. And this taken by the U.S. military over Syria in 2021, following an unidentified object before it suddenly speeds off. The service member who submitted the video labeling it instant acceleration. Others seen flying in apparent formation. All part of over 200 files released so far detailing what the military officially calls unidentified anomalous phenomena, or UAP, better known as UFOs, long an object of public fascination.
They want to find out about the UFOs and anything having to do with UFO or related material.
The files made public on order of President Trump, who earlier this month touted complete and maximum transparency, leaving it up to the public to, quote, decide for themselves what the hell is going on. In the newly released records, this video from 2020, taken in an undisclosed area under U.S. Central Command, appearing to show a sphere flying over a population center, the pilot getting a closer look before it eventually flew higher off into the sky. And this account from a senior U.S. intelligence officer just last year, describing seeing two large orbs flare up alongside their helicopter while on a mission, saying they were orange with a white or yellow center and emitted light in all directions. Fighter jets then scrambled to identify the objects, but couldn't, the officer recounts, then writing, the same orbs we had encountered were now chasing the fighters. We were virtually speechless after these observations. Jay O'Brien, ABC News, Washington.
A house on Vancouver Island shines brighter than most. The owners covered it in sparkles at a time when they needed extra light in their lives. Here's CTV's Adam Sawatsky.
Long before these flowers began blooming, Joanna Young's doctor said her health was failing fast.
You say, just said, go home, make out your will, you'll be dead in 5 years.
While she waited for an organ transplant, Joanna and her husband, Vince Rocco, decided to move back to where they grew up.
I came out, went house shopping, found this house by accident.
Joanna was too sick to see it until after he bought it.
And it was the ugliest house I'd ever seen.
But Vince, who's an industrial designer, said it had good bones and promised to transform it into his wife's dream house.
I asked for a black house with sparkles, and he built me a black house with sparkles.
While Vince was sourcing the materials to create and install this wall of mini moving mirrors, Joanna was facing her mortality.
Oh dear, I need to find out all these things for my kids because I might not be here.
You see, Joanna never got a chance to ask about her past because her mom died young. So when she tracked down her family tree, Joanna was shocked to discover that not only was she Métis, she was related to one of Louis Riel's most trusted confidants.
All of my family are quite famous Métis fighters, and I was like, oh, well, no wonder I'm so feisty.
While her home was so bright, Joanna's prognosis was so bleak. Until the last moment, they found a donor, and she survived the surgery.
And when I woke up, I'm alive, and I'm like, oh my goodness, I need to do something really special with this gift of life. So I thought, I think I'll try and make my Métis ancestors proud of me.
So along with healing her body, Joanna was learning about her culture and connecting with her community before becoming a Métis elder in local schools, empowering Métis youth.
When I teach in the schools, when we make a medicine bag, it's not just things that you take to make you better physically. It's something that makes you feel good in your soul, and sparkles always bring my spirit up.
And that's how a sparkling house,
Life's too short, why be boring, right?
was transformed into an inspiring and healing home. Adam Sawatsky, CTV News, Souk.
Barking up the right tree, the Manitoba competition searching for the best in show. And we'll have your 7-day Skywatch forecast next.
Women's clothing provided by RW & Company. Salon services provided by Essentique Spa Salon.
Going to be dealing with a little bit of rain on Saturday, but after that, things improve significantly and get significantly warmer. Some of Manitoba's best boys and girls are putting their best paws forward this weekend. The Fort Garry Kennel Club trial is welcoming hundreds of dogs from Manitoba and beyond for its annual dog show. The purebred pooches will be groomed to perfection before being put through their paces to determine which sets the standard for the best of breed and class. They can also take part in obedience and rally competitions, which looks for who is best behaved. Club officials say the competition is fierce but friendly.
We enjoy the activities that we're doing. We do have fun, but yeah, there's a level of competition, but it's always, we try to keep it friendly competition.
While the show isn't as big as the Westminster Dog Show, organizers say the quality of the competitors is great. If you're interested in joining the sport or learning about a new breed, the Fort Garry Kennel Club trial runs today all the way through Sunday at Oak Bank Community Club. That's a good dog. That's going to do it for us. For another look at tonight's stories, you can visit us online at ctvnewswinnipeg.ca. Thanks so much for watching and have a great weekend.